And here's the thing, yeah? It's like, you could be sitting in the passenger seat of a car. You could give good directions on the driver on how they should drive or where they should go. Yeah, the best route. You could get in that driver's seat and crash. You could get in that driver's seat and be scared to drive. Yeah? And same way you put that driver in the passenger seat, could be the same thing. They can't give you any direction. And you could drive fine. You could jump straight in the driving seat. You're off. Where do you go? You don't know. Where's your passenger going to tell you to go? They don't know. Do you get it? Or you can be in a driver's seat and a passenger seat and do both very well, or do both very poorly. That's where knowledge comes in, experience comes in. Two similar things, two different things, depending on how you look at it. And if you do both very well, you might need less people, or you might need no one for life, for business. It's always better off to try and work things out for yourself, by yourself, with yourself. But you may just need someone may need you. Not need you, but they may want you, they may benefit them. You may benefit them, they may benefit you. You may want each other. This could even be business life, relationships, anything. Cool. So, if you are good from the passenger seat and everyone's telling you, drive, they're saying, drive, and you don't feel comfortable or you just can't get it. I'm not saying you won't get good at driving one day, but at this moment in time, you don't drive nowhere. They say, get in the driver's seat, you drive nowhere. Don't widen now, you jumped out the car. You're like, I'm not saying you said fuck this, but you jumped out the car, you're gone, I'm gone home. Like, well, where you going, man? I'm going home, man. I'm like, for today or for the week, for the year, I'm done. I ain't driving. So you've let yourself rule yourself out of the passenger seat because everyone's saying you have to drive, you have to do this. You can't do this with nobody. You can't do this or with nobody or off nobody. But these people in them positions of the driver's seat, some of them never paid for their own car. So how can they tell you? They didn't pay for their own car. They might put work into it, but what they solely went and made every pound, every grand, or every monthly payment for, if it's a finance car, it's not even bought outright. You get what I mean? Every penny, every thousand, was it solely made by them? Just by them. If it was, they can give you that advice. Because they're the driver. They're the actual driver. In more ways than just driving. They put the drive in to get the drive. If not, they can't give you that advice. So you're letting someone rule you out of the driver's seat because they have a car. Not because you don't even know what they did to get that car. Do you feel me? Yeah? So they're sitting in a Porsche, Maserati, whatever car you like, a Rolls Royce. Okay, they might have pieced together the chess pieces. Who are the chess pieces? People, passengers. Even if some people are they got 10 members of staff that need to get a minibus or a bus. They got a bus, but they're in a Porsche. But really, that Porsche is a bus because they got 10 members of staff or 10 members of people, their friends and family or staff came to them and said, here's this idea, you need to do this. Like, you're doing this wrong with your lifetime too. And now they're saying, you must drive. But all the passengers are the ones that got them there, who gave them the drive, to own their drive. So don't let that rule you out of the passenger seat because you can't drive at the moment. Stay in the passenger seat saying, no, this is what I'm saying. And it doesn't matter. I'm not saying the driver can't drive. I'm not saying the driver hasn't got direction or ambition or drive. I'm saying if you're already in that car and you found people that you gel with, or you found people you think you want to gel with, go and try it. If they say no, cool. If they know you, cool. Go find your next ambition, next passion. And if that's your passion and you found your passion, whatever it is in that car that your passion is together, you'll find it elsewhere. So I'm not saying don't change your dream, don't change your life. We're not talking about just money now, we're talking about life and dreams. The Porsche might not just be £100,000 Porsche. The Porsche could be a holiday on a beach. But someone's sitting on that holiday on the beach and you're not. It could just be maybe you lost too much weight, you gained too much weight. Someone, and you don't always need to compare other people for just life goals, but sometimes with business you do. I'll tell you why real quick. Because business you need to compare sometimes with other people because you're listening to other people. So you're listening to someone say if you don't have drive, you can't drive. But passengers gave them their drive. So you have to compare because you're letting them rule you out. But some of them never paid for their own drive by themselves. They might have been, I need this person, and they might have money or hustle to say, we're gonna make this much. I'm gonna give you this much for your rent, for your bills, or for your 9 to 5 wage. You get the point, and you need to do this XYZ for me by the end of the month, and then we'll reoccur that. Cool. So they're good. It doesn't mean that they haven't got drive. Not all of them, but haven't got drive. Some of them have got good drive because that's how they chose a very nice car with taste. But it could just be like, so with life, I'm not saying if someone is sitting on a beach, it doesn't mean you have to be on the beach unless you want to be on the beach with them instead of them. Doesn't mean anything like jealousy or envy. It's just a natural feeling like that's your passion. You want to go there, so now you're letting people rule you out the passion because you think, am I envious? Am I jealous? No, you maybe want to try and experience that. Stop ruling yourself out of going for your dreams. I'm not talking about holidays now because of Corona, I'm just trying to make the point, like, based on previous points throughout my life and other things you see. I wouldn't even call it a glamorized life because there's nothing wrong with going on holiday and hitting the beach, bro. That's beautiful. But don't let someone say, okay, Carl, you can't drive right now. You don't know how to run a business, or you don't know how to run your life. You don't know how to gain weight. You don't know how to lose weight. You're like, fuck it, I'm jumping out the car. But then you're going to stay that way. And I'm not saying we're using a car as an example. You don't have to. I'm talking about the drive of life, not an actual car. It's a metaphor. I'm not saying you have to drive to a car to change your body type, to change your holiday status, your wage package. I'm saying you need to have the drive for life. Like, if you but let's relate it back. You want a nice car, but you're getting ruled out by someone who wouldn't do very well in a passenger seat, and you might, but you haven't tried. If you haven't tried driving or the passenger seat, now's the time to try one of them. Do you know what I'm saying? In the passenger seat, try. And my point is I'm not saying everyone needs to get a job, everyone needs to get money to be happy. You don't need that to live. Yeah, you do in this day and age. Throughout probably time, unless we're talking times where people just used to go and find fruit and veg, move from tribe to tribe, city to city, whatever, kill their own food, their own game if they weren't vegan. You get the point. But I'm talking to the people, I should rephrase it, who want to be a boss, but you're listening to people who are not bosses rule you out of the game. Do you get how that's a catch 33? That's not even a catch 22. It's a catch 33. I've been there too. I'm not saying I'm a boss. I'm not saying I'm a passenger driver. I know I've got game. I know I'm good at certain things anyway. We're not talking about me. We're saying you want to be a boss. You're looking up to the guy in the Porsche or who has the most following. They might not even have a Porsche. They might live a humble life, but you're listening to them because they got 100,000 followers, but you're sometimes not listening to the person with 500. So you want to be a boss because people have told you, don't work for them, don't leech off them. You either are good enough to be a boss or not good enough at all. You don't get in the car. I'm telling you, fuck that mentality. You're looking up to you want to be a boss looking up to people who you think might be bosses, who took drive from people who they don't class as bosses, who are the real bosses. So you're listening to the wrong people for one. Two, you're letting someone else rule you out the game. So if you're always going to mindset is let someone rule yourself out the game, I'm going to compare myself to someone else. You have to work with someone because you want to work, right? You want to be a boss. That is work. That's hustle. That's grind. Yeah? But you think you need no one because you listen to some people. Some of them are bosses and you got good advice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying people with 1 million followers don't have good advice. They do. They've been through shit. Some of them have got money, following. They know the ups and downs 10 times what some of us may know. Or 10 times less because they're less focused on it. I'm not the judge. I'm not saying they're not bossy, but sometimes they're fake bosses. I'm just saying what it is. Sometimes they are. So you want to work, right? You want to hustle and grind. Go get a job with someone. Find someone with the same passions. Network. Build friendships. If you can't trust them, you're on a business terms. Don't think going there with a street mentality. which is hard. You can't just switch it off overnight. And some people will still rip you off. Business is still cutthroat. But if you're going to try and benefit each other, there's no reason for them to let you go after them. If it's a boss who's not in a rip you off mentality, they'll say, I would like if you can maybe do this, this, and this. See how you go. If they're harsh, they might fire you to let you taste life. If they can have a good mentality and do that, or they might just say, the first fuck up, put their middle finger up, you fuck you, how I knew you'd fail. You found the wrong person, so now you're learning. That's the wrong person to work with. Find another one in the passion. If you found a passion or something you may want to do, try it. And now's not the time to say and get a job. I'm talking to the people who want to be bosses. You want a job. Go get a fucking job. Not in a rude way, but I'm just saying, you want a job, go get a fucking job. Stop listening to people saying it has to be by yourself. Because it doesn't. How many people work for Apple? That's just one business. So how many people work for a small business? 5, 2, 3, 4. One of them could be you. Everything's expanding online. That's perfect time for more staff in certain areas. Providing you want to learn something. Providing you already know something, have a skill. Providing you just want to drive your life. To drive your life, you still might, to meet someone, you might get, I'm not saying you got money, you might find an online nutritionist advisor who's going to give you some free information for the first round, and then they might charge you, okay, I'm not saying to always just get something for free, but you find out more. Do I want to improve my body this way? Maybe. When I got money, yeah. Or now I know what to research, I can research that on YouTube. So you haven't ripped them off for free, you just had one consult. If they're going to break you down some free things on their Instagram page, or whatever their page is, then you're going to take that to YouTube. YouTube is a free place because, yeah, it basically is. One day you might invest with them, one day you might fucking start a business with them. You might say, I know how to meet your next best course. Because I went through this and I done it. I'm not saying I done it better than you, but I went through this, I had perfect results and I added to it. Would you like to know? Or can I give you these ideas for free and I've still got loads of ideas in the pipeline? Oh yeah, great. So most of these people are going to ignore you, but you've realised, now I can drive. I thought I was the passenger, now I'm driving because I'm trying to be the passenger. That's the point.